Hello everyone. I'm currently at Incheon International Airport and right now I'm on my way to Moldova. So, I just wanted to make a video about a while ago I went to France, stayed there for about 3 weeks, had 2 days to myself, and I was able to visit 2 museums there. The Museum of Orsay and the Museum of the Louvre Museum, and saw many very famous works of art: the Mona Lisa, Van Gogh, Mr. Thinker, so on and so forth. But being in France, being in the city of Paris, truly the word beauty sort of really hit my heart and kind of resonated with me. So first, the architecture of Paris is amazing, like beyond imagination. Like, I always wanted to go to Europe and see the buildings because I always see them on the internet or see them in the textbooks of, I don't know, the school, and they just always look so eye-catching, and like being able to actually see them in real life and seeing all the detail, the unnecessary detail to add this sprinkle of beauty, it's really amazing and awesome. How do I say? No matter where I turned my head, I was always in awe. Just to think that these buildings, like compared to modern buildings, there's so much detail into almost everything that goes into them, and thinking about people hundreds of years ago, although it is more difficult, they put in the extra work just to add that extra detail of beauty. My goodness, so meaningful, so beautiful. I really enjoy just walking around the streets of Paris. And then there were the museums, where I saw very famous pieces of art, sculptures, paintings, so on and so forth. And it really got me thinking. I thought about many things, but there's just one observation that I kind of want to focus on and share today. So when we go to a museum or an art gallery, we're not just going to see beautiful works of art. Of course, we're seeing them, but there's something beyond what is visible that has value. It's like these works of art, they tell a story. They have some sort of hidden meaning. Perhaps you can understand the story or meaning through the artist and the background of when and how this work of art was created. And truly, I like thinking a lot, and perhaps you can tell through the content I make on this channel. And seriously, going to that museum, going to both of those museums, my goodness, I was thinking so much that I exhausted myself within 4 hours. But wow. Back to the main topic. So, truly seeing each and every work of art, staring at them for tens of minutes, just thinking about what this scene means, what this event means, what this posture, or how do I say, bodily position means. It's truly fascinating, and everything had this sense of depth in it, and it was truly a beautiful, happy time for me. Well, not happy, but profound, meaningful, mysterious time for me. And it really got me thinking. These stories behind the works of art, the meaning behind the work of art, That is what gives these works of art its true value, because if we're just talking about aesthetic beauty and what's presented on the outside, then I don't know, perhaps AI would dominate. But there is a reason why we are valuing like the Mona Lisa or these classical works of art more than what AI is creating. And I personally think it's because it's that depth of meaning, that depth of story. And that just got me thinking. If a single captured scene, a single captured moment, or a single expression of the body made into a sculpture has such profound meaning, has such a deep story, and has such great value, it started to get me think, how much value and what meaning and what stories are contained in what is happening around us right now. What we observe is an infinite number of scenes in any given period of time. What we see is a moving person. It's not just a scene that is frozen, but it is actually alive, moving. And perhaps if we look for that meaning, that story, perhaps it's more profound than the works of art that we see in the museum. But one thing, we don't usually think like that, and it was a new concept to me just when I was in Paris. So perhaps it's something like this. When we go to a museum or when we go to an art gallery, we're expecting something. We're expecting to find some kind of story, some kind of deeper meaning or significance in the works of art that we're seeing, because we know that these portraits, these sculptures, these paintings are worth a lot of money. They are highly valuable. And we know that that value isn't just contained in the painting, but the story it tells. So we try to look for that. We know there is a source of value and we try to look for it. But what if we had that in our daily lives? We could see the world in a new light. And just thinking about it, it would make life much richer and give us so much broader perspective on basically everything and everyone that is in our lives. And then another thing, perhaps what if we apply that to ourselves and look at ourselves as a piece of art that is like displayed on the wall of a museum, like the Mona Lisa? What would happen then? Well, then you can observe your actions, observe the words you use, observe how you express yourself, or in what manner you orient yourself in the world. And then through that you can examine what kind of story you're portraying, what kind of message you're conveying. And you can really think and truly see and examine, is that the story, the message that you want to convey with your being? If not so, you can change. Your story is still being written. It's not frozen in a single scene. You're alive. You have the ability to change. And that was just very inspiring to me. Like, each and every person has, I don't know, like, how to express it, but I believe everyone has something to say in this world and wants to leave something, wants to say something, wants to send a message. And of course that could be with words, but I believe that it is spoken louder through the lives we live. And this realization, this observation, sort of gave me a sense of control over what I'm giving to the world, what I'm conveying to the world. And also, just think about it. If you treat yourself as a work of art, like the Mona Lisa, I went and saw the Mona Lisa. It gets its own wall. That's how precious it is. Try giving yourself that same value, but how do I say, in human form. So if you value something greatly, then you would do what is good for it, yes? So for example, a very high value work of art. You first keep it away from things that would, I don't know, make it dirty or contamination. You'll keep it away from those things so it can preserve its value for a long time, and also so that the message that it conveys, the story that it conveys, doesn't alter, doesn't change, because it's articulated in the best manner as it is. So change that to the equivalent of a human being. You value yourself like a work of art, and perhaps more, because you should. You would first examine what is the story, what is the message that I want to convey. Then you would take one by one the things that are hindering that are going against that, so that you can more articulately express through your life the story and the message that you want to convey. So you would start to truly care for yourself, idealistically thinking. You start to truly, rid of the things that give you unnecessary suffering. And you would strive toward that goal, that message that you want to convey. I guess I'm very obsessed with self-improvement and trying to better oneself. So maybe this is something that I needed, but I don't know. Maybe someone out there could use this kind of perspective. And just looking at the internet, looking at the news, and I know it probably shouldn't, but and also seeing a few of my friends, it's kind of heartbreaking how, and also viewing myself as well, heartbreaking how we kind of live not valuing ourselves and living in accordance with our impulses or our momentary whims. When truly we could be doing something better, doing something that is actually aligned with who we are and actually, value ourselves and love ourselves. But it's kind of heartbreaking to see that people find it hard to do so. Maybe it's because they know all the wrongdoings until now, and perhaps that can block them from pursuing what is good. But I know very little about this topic, so I can't really say anything. But I thought that perhaps this sort of observation could be of help to people that are going through such things. And I do know that it was sort of helpful for me. I'm going to try to live this out, and we'll see where it takes me. So, yeah. I hope this video was of help to people, and I tried to keep my promise within 7 days of the last video that was uploaded. And I will upload a video within the next 7 days when I'm in Moldova, so let's see what that's about. Yeah. See you. Bye.